Today I'm going to share a haul with you with lots of glassware, planters, and other items that I picked up when I got back into thrifting earlier this year. I used to live in Boston, and those thrift stores are really picked over, as you can imagine, in the city area. I was able to find good books. A couple of times I found some really cute artwork, but for the most part I didn't really pay much attention to thrift stores. That has definitely changed this year, and I've developed an obsession with vintage glass and a lot of other things which I'll be showing you here on this channel. Today I'd like to share a few of the things I picked up earlier this year when I started becoming obsessed with heading to Goodwill almost every week, if not several times a week. Like I said, I got back into thrifting because I was looking for planters, so that's going to be the first thing I show you. The first thing I found at Goodwill was this beautiful white planter with little indentations. The good thing about buying a thrifted planter is that you don't have to feel bad about drilling a hole in the bottom if they don't already have it. This plant is so happy in a larger pot, and I love how the white color contrasts with the ridges on the succulent. That white planter was only $1, as were these two blue planters. As you can see here, I got these cute little porcelain planters that were marked on the bottom, made in Vietnam. There was actually a set of 3, but it had some chipping, and I just didn't feel like I needed 3 at that time. These each cost $1, and I did drill some holes in the bottom of these as well. While I was browsing for planters, I couldn't help but notice all of the vases and beautiful glass at the thrift store. So after a few days, I decided I really wanted to go back, see if I could find some more planters, and perhaps pick up a couple of those items. The first thing I grabbed was this blue ceramic vase. I'm not sure if this is a vase you would get at the florist or get with a flower delivery, but I just really liked it. I love the color, I love the little handles. Right now I just have some fake flowers in it, and it looks really cute on my dresser. I spent $2 for that ceramic vase. The next thing I picked up at Goodwill was this vintage glass. This was over in the vase section, but I was pretty sure it was a drinking glass because I recognized the color, and I'll show you why in just a second. This is the Anchor Hocking Sereno pattern, which you can tell by the ridges, and this is a larger glass here, a tumbler for drinks, I guess. I just use this as part of my vintage glass display. I decided to start collecting colorful glass because my grandmother used to have beautiful glassware in a window at her home many years ago. So it's kind of a little bit of a throwback to my grandmother's collection, and I love looking at all the different colors. In future videos, you will definitely see more glass appear. The reason I recognize the Anchor Hocking glass is that I have this glass in my collection from many years ago. This is the Anchor Hocking, I think it's Lido Milano pattern as well. And it's the same green color, the avocado green from probably the 70s. And I picked this up probably because I wanted to remember my grandmother. I think she had the amber color of these in her collection way back in the day. The next thing I found at Goodwill was this beautiful blue glass. A little research shows me that this was probably Pilgrim art glass. It doesn't have a sticker or any mark on it that probably washed off years ago, but it's a beautiful color. It's got some faceting there, and this looks wonderful in my collection. This reminds me very much of what my grandmother had. These two glasses were each $1. Another excellent find at Goodwill was this adorable mini planter with a beautiful floral design here. On the bottom, it says Alpine Pottery 2000 Ohio Roseville. I paid up for this a little bit. I paid a whole $2 for this adorable little pot. Although I recently just got back into thrifting with a vengeance, I have been visiting the consignment shops with my mom every few months or so. So we decided to head to one, and of course I had to check out the colorful glass section. So I found this adorable mini vase, also another mini vase in an amethyst color. And researching it, it shows me that this is wheaten glass. I really loved the design on here. We've got a flower for spring, a sun for the summer, a leaf for the fall, and a snowflake for the winter. I loved this color, and you don't often see that much purple glass out and about, so I decided to get this. This cost $3.75 at the consignment shop, but I was happy to pay it to get this color into my collection. While there, I also found this set of 2 juice glasses that are in this beautiful aqua color. These are Anchor Hocking, the Lido Milano pattern, and of course I had to go dig into my collection and find the green one I showed you a moment ago. Once again, I paid $3.75 for the pair of these, and it was worth it to get this aqua color into my collection. I was super excited to find this beautiful wood Lazy Susan. When I picked this up, I was really impressed by the quality of the wood, and I love how easily it spins. On the back, it's marked Vermont Wood Specialties from Granville, Vermont. So this is a company that I don't think exists anymore, but it is a well-known company from back in the day, and this is a high-quality wood item. This was only $2 at Goodwill, and I was happy to pay it. Right now, I'm using this to display my colorful glass collection, and I'm able to spin the glass on it and really appreciate the rainbow of colors. I also stopped into the sister consignment store in the local area across the street from Goodwill, and I managed to find this sugar and creamer set on clearance for $1.75. This is the Queen Mary pattern, also by Anchor Hocking, and you can tell that it's this pattern because the ridges go up and down, and they go all the way to the top. There are other similar patterns, some of which I've picked up in later hauls, and I think it's really adorable. I wouldn't use these for sugar and cream. Who needs that much at one sitting? But I think this would be great for some snacks, for chips and dip, something like that, something you want to put in a deep, wide bowl. So I was really excited about these. I think they're really cute. Back at Goodwill, I found this adorable glass bird in a cage. This is so cute. It has a signature here, which I find really hard to read, but with some research online, I believe it is made by Hofbauer. You guys can correct me if you know that it's different, but it's a really, really, really adorable bird inside of a glass dome. It looks amazing with my glass collection. So cute, and I was excited to find this because it was on clearance for $1. I was also really excited to find this at Goodwill. I tend to gravitate towards things that are useful as well as beautiful. As you can see, I have a lot of kitchen glassware and things like that in my collection, and this is a vintage reamer. A lot of times you see the really big ones at the stores, but I wanted a small one to make lemon water, to add lime to things, to have a ginger lemon honey tea, and so I was really excited to find this small one at the store. I paid $2 for this guy, and I still love it, and it's incredibly useful. Speaking of useful items, at another consignment store, I found this Gemco nut chopper, and it's also in a white color. It's got stainless steel blades. It doesn't have the wooden block at the bottom, and I appreciated that because I don't think they look so good after all these years. So I was excited to find this for just $1 at a local consignment shop. It works great, and it's perfect for not making a mess when you're chopping nuts for your baking. Of course, when we're talking about older vintage glass, we can't forget to talk about Vaseline glass. Having watched a lot of videos, I immediately recognized this when I saw it, but I hesitated over it for just a moment. This is an adorable candy dish. Perhaps it once had a cover, I'm not sure. It's got some etched flowers on it, and of course it is that vivid green of Vaseline glass. Let me show you that it does glow under the black light. As you can see, this is Vaseline glass, and I definitely had to check it out as soon as I bought this black light so that I could see that it definitely glows. I've only seen one other piece of Vaseline glass in the thrift store since then, which I also bought, and you can see in another haul, so I was really excited that I went back and grabbed this. I did pass it over the first time I saw it, and I'm super excited it was still there. I paid $2 at Goodwill for the Vaseline glass dish. As I got more familiar with Goodwill, I started checking out other sections, such as the game section. I was super excited to find this game. This is a collectible edition of Risk. This is the 40th anniversary collector's edition. Because this one has metal pieces and it's pretty collectible and they don't make it anymore, this one has some value for resale on eBay. On the screen, I'll put what it's been sold for recently on eBay, but this is from my personal collection. This is a game that's very popular among my family, my brother and my parents, and so I was really excited to get this for, as you can see, $2. It has almost all the pieces. It's just missing a couple of pieces here and there, and that's pretty exciting. This is my first board game find at Goodwill, and since then I've definitely expanded my collection. I also couldn't resist picking up this vintage Othello game. I think my parents still have this same pocket Othello in their collection, and it was in perfect condition. Looks like it may never have been used. Who can resist the old style of packaging? Othello was only $1. While I was there, I couldn't resist picking up this glass bell with a very beautiful hob star here. It looks like this bell has been repaired. There's some glue on the inside of it, but it was only $1, and I was just worried it would get broken, and I love the way that it rings. It's got a nice ring to it. Couldn't leave it behind for $1. I kept seeing this pattern at various stores, and I got curious about what it was. And with a little bit of research, I learned that this is sandwich glass. That's not something you would necessarily search for, so it was a little trickier to find since I wasn't familiar with it before. This is an Anchor Hocking bowl, and the reason you can tell is that it's got double lines on the flower, and there's a couple of other aspects of this that tell you that it's Anchor Hocking. This was only $2. It was half off from $4 and it's in excellent condition. I think this is so great for storing fruit and it's just really, really elegant, simply elegant. I love this type of glass. It may not have much resale value for people who are resellers, but I think it's beautiful and really useful. Once again, from watching a lot of different videos on YouTube, I was able to identify this next item. This is an adorable cheese crock, which is labeled on the bottom, Duchess Cheese, New York. As you can hopefully see here, if it will focus on that, Duchess Cheese, New York. I saw this in another video, so I knew what it was when I saw it in the candle and vase and planter section. Apparently these may have been made by Pyrex. I'm not sure. I can't find too much information about it, and mine is missing the lid, but I think it's so cute and it fits perfectly with my other colorful glasses. I was so excited when I went back to Goodwill the next week and I found this oval bowl. This is also in the sandwich glass pattern, as you can see here, with the Anchor Hocking double daisy, and this is another useful shape with some cute ridging, and I was super excited to find this. When I found this, I happened to be there with my mom and it was senior discount day, so I was able to get this for 20% off, which meant I spent $2.40. This was the second item in my sandwich glass collection, and you'll continue to see others that I've collected in the past couple of months. While there, I also found this adorable tiny little bell with a bluebird on it. This is marked Lefton, which I think you can see the little tag inside. It has a nice little ring to it. So cute, with a beautifully painted bluebird, and who can leave that behind for 80 cents? Because I was with my mom, I got 20% off, and this definitely came home with me. The last thing I'm going to show you in this haul video are these glass coasters. I picked these up every time I went to the Goodwill, so finally when they went half off, I had to buy them. I like using glass coasters for putting plants on, for putting glasses on, or mugs, because they don't absorb any liquid. They're very elegant and simple, and of course you can see I have a thing for glass. So these are pretty useful. Right now I'm using them as saucers for my plants, but who knows, they can be repurposed in the future. Those are all of the treasures that I picked up in my first month or two of thrifting earlier this year. I decided to show you these items so that you understand the items I picked up later on in my thrifting adventures. Leave a comment and let me know which items you liked best, if there were any that you would have picked up in your own thrifting adventures, and if you have any collections going that you're always on the lookout for at the thrift stores. Thanks for stopping by my channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to see other haul videos, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.